Hi viewers, and welcome to this current reading of Earth predictions using the Psy cards. Today in New Zealand is November the 12th. I did however draw these cards on November the 9th but haven't had time to upload them. I've had to do a little bit of thinking about some of the new cards that arrived for the reading. They're a little bit more unusual than they have been for the last few months, in as much that there are a couple of new cards that haven't appeared before, and some of the usual energies that are normally around that denote sea or water related activities don't appear to be very present in the card readings. I'm sure that doesn't mean that those particular energies are going to stop, it's just that the cards are wanting to put forward a different meaning or emphasis this week. Going over the previous reading of Earth predictions, if you want to have a good look at that video and check the annotations that are already on there, there were plenty of occurrences that did happen. Some of the cards that arrived were the Warrior, the Cave, the Union, the Stars and the Cancer. I didn't bother uploading the Warrior energy annotations because there are just so many of them through the Middle East these days that it's really hard to keep up or keep on track with all those warlike energies and the issues surrounding them and the frequency of occurrences. So I did actually run out of room for any of the annotations in the end, so they did get a little bit less up to date towards the end of the video period. Cave and the Union cards seem to be very relevant to Sandy the Frankenstorm that appeared on the east coast of America. Such a colossal superstorm that was, something that they call the 1 in a 100-year storm. You know, they used to be 1 in 100 years. They're now going to be so common and so frequent that they're probably going to be less than one every year, or rather they're going to occur more frequently than one a year. So the Cave card, it hadn't really come out in readings much before, so I wasn't sure where to balance the energy for that. I've now picked it up as being quite one of those very intense cards that had a lot of graphic detail to it. Some of the other cards that came out, the Stars card, saw plenty of action for even new planets that have been found in the solar system and beyond, some that seemed to be formed of diamond-like symmetry of materials. We had a mass explosions in the sky, or that seemed. So moving on to the first card for the reading, the Worker card. The Work card arrived. I quite often get the feeling with this card that we have engines involved, and usually larger vehicle engines such as trucks, buses, trains or ferries or even planes, something that transports people around. Now this could have incidents or accidents related to it, so which can contain deaths in them. So we'll just keep an eye out to see if there's an increase in that type of activity for the duration of this reading. Another thing that I pick up the energies of this card, galactic, just the whole universe tying in, that whole time, energy and travel and motion, and connecting us to the solar system and the energy that goes forth, so planetary lineups. And I believe that this month there are quite a few really strong planetary lineups. In fact, I think we were on quake watch as of the 11th of the 11th, and there have been a couple of large quakes just in the last couple of days. We also have a solar eclipse on the 14th of November, and with this month we have some moon eclipses as well. So we've got a really active month of planetary issues happening, and I think the Work card often does bring that energetic feel in. The other thing the Work card can bring in is just your actual work environment, whether or not there are accidents that will be work accidents that may be quite large or become global, and also maybe issues to do with businesses, whether or not they're having financial issues or there are close downs or lockouts, that type of thing. So work related energies. This reading is a little bit different this week. It's not got quite a few different cards arrived. It doesn't have the usual earth feel cards. It seems to have more of a feeling of human energies about it. So quite often we get the planetary feel to do with earthquakes or oceans and things like that, but this set of cards seems to be quite different, which I'm finding a little bit unusual. The next card that arrived is the Home card. Now this card I quite often think of as houses. That is a picture of a house. So I think, are there going to be houses affected in the duration of this reading? Now interestingly enough, just about an hour ago I have come across an article that apparently somewhere in America, yesterday I think it was, there was a massive explosion that damaged 18 houses, and they've burst into fire and exploded. No one knows what the cause is. Maybe it was a meteorite, I'm unsure. But homes definitely. So I sometimes wonder too, does that mean earthquake damage from homes? We also see in here a fire. So we think of fire, are there going to be fire issues? And that can also be volcanic fire related issues. We also see a cat. So I think of animal related issues. Is there going to be something again in this reading that holds specific animal issues that will come to the light? Whether it's mass die-offs or just something that relates to animals. Can't put my finger on it any more than that. The next card that came out is the body. Hasn't been in many readings before, but when it has showed up, I have tended to find there have been mass deaths that occur in specific individual events. So we can see more of that going on around the globe this time perhaps. I also think it can relate to personal issues and accidents, just on the personal for you all. So I actually think November, I've got the feeling November's quite a tough month for us as humans. There seems to be a lot of odd energy around. Perhaps it's got something to do with the eclipse and the moons, but I would say take care in November. Look after yourself. And that body card is just another symptom of that as well. I see it is also to me a card of internal reorganising. You see this whole picture here, it's a body, and that's the internal parts right through to the veins and the capillaries, and you're looking in on them. It's as if we're going through some sort of reorganisation, a shuffle at the deep soul level. So I think that is happening for some people globally around the world. The 1111 vibration, which was yesterday, I personally felt it was a powerful connection to love, to the heart chakra, and that whole moving up, and we've got this guy here with his arm holding up and towards the heavens. That's just my personal belief system. It's not going to work for everyone, but I do think there is a shift going on galactically, on the planet, through people, through belief systems. There is change occurring at all sorts of levels, and it is also occurring within us at the cellular level. The next card that came out was the Stranger. We've had this a couple of times before, and I've often said, because it has a thick glove hand there, it's actually rather an odd, quite a disturbing looking picture. I link this card to the iron hand of communism quite often, and interestingly enough, China has just gone through its 10-year presidential shut door, I might add, closed door elections. They do it behind a closed door, and I think they may have decided on who would be the new president. That card has that particular feel about it, and we can see the door is closing. So it's also showing us that this month there may be lots of activity around secretness, or things that were done in secret that weren't particularly necessarily done with honesty. So they're going to be eked open. The door is opening, the veil is thinning. Things that were done and made, and contracts that were signed, and issues that were done behind closed doors, they're all falling away. The veil is, as I say, thinning. So hidden agendas are being opened. The secrecy is slowly falling away. Things not conceived in honesty. All of that is still just coming to the fore, and we'll see it in prominent notoriety, people with affairs, with sexual scandals and abuse, with drug-related and addictions. And this can be on personal levels and country levels as well. So I sort of feel that's a little bit more of the energy with that card. So the Fortune card is the last card for the reading, and it's a spiral shape. I haven't had this card in readings before, and I've had to do quite a lot of thinking about its meaning and the direction, the message it wants to get across. It's like the life cycle. we have the spiral shape in life. Everywhere you look around, that spiral is the essence of life. So it's galactic again, so it's a whole galactic message, and there, lo and behold, is a human climbing up the spiral, coming from the darkness with a light close to his heart, managing to climb his way up and out of the dark. So I don't know if any of you have ever watched Danny Wiltens' channel. He's got some interesting topics there, and one of them is the template of man, and it's about the connection to the Orion Nebula and our link with all that is, and it's also the link of Christianity to all of these businesses. I think the body card is linked in with this, as well as the work card. They're the whole galactical spiral of life. So there definitely, to me, feels like we're heading closer, and that we get to 2012, these messages just become stronger and stronger. There's enlightenment for some of us. There's growing. There's more love coming through. Not too much globally, but for individuals there is a definite change. The other thing I think about this card, I feel, I've mentioned the finances, there will still be financial issues, countries in financial strife. That's ongoing. It has been the whole year. It's not going to change. But the other thing with the card is cyclonic weather patterns, big storms, your typhoons, your cyclones, your tornadoes. So I think there could be some unexpected ones of those coming up for this reading as well. Well, that's probably about it for the reading, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all watching, and I hope you enjoy listening to the reading. As I say, come back and watch it again. The annotations get added during the course of the reading, and this will probably stay active until early December, I would think, unless I get a feeling to do one sooner than that. So be safe all, be happy, eyes wide open. That's what I say. There's plenty of change going on around us. You just have to keep your eyes open to see it. So have a good week, have a good month, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.